Hello everyone, welcome to another lesson, class, video of mine. This one will be the last in the series of giant robots and machines. It's going to summarize some of the stuff and show you a very simple way of drawing vehicles very fast. Next on the line, next week, I'll probably start character design, which is for me like the final stage of concept art. And I'm open to suggestions if there's stuff you want to see. Someone suggested that I show you how to draw folds and clothing and stuff like that, which is part of the character design. But without further ado, let's start. Oh, just like and subscribe. That would be very nice and muchly appreciated. See you in a minute. Hello everyone. Welcome to the fastest way to draw vehicles ever. So you start with a straight line which represents the ground, and you draw two wheels. Try and have at least two lengths of the wheel between them for better results, unless you want something that's very squashed. And now all you have to do is start connecting the wheels. A straight line is not the thing you want. You want something wavy. Okay? And as soon as you do that, you start building the car from it. You start using the shapes and again, that's actually how car designers work. They let themselves add more shapes, not too much, you get a feel for it, but they just add complementary shapes to the original one, and you just go, and that's a car, right? So that was a very fast car. Not sure how much. I think it was less than a minute, maybe a minute. Okay, so these lines, like before, give us a better idea of how the 3D shape is built, and usually it helps if you put a line through where they bend. It will make it look more 3D. Okay, so here's one. Here's another one. Now, it doesn't have to be like a line, and sometimes you want to have the wheels not on the same size. I can start drawing shapes on it, and if you remember my former lessons about the psychology of shapes, then you know that rounded shapes and organic shapes are more pleasing, and sharp shapes are more dangerous looking. So I'm going to have something like this, more not touching the ground, and I'm going to have like I don't know if it's a sharp car. Let's make it a sharp car. Shark car. And yeah, something like this. So it's really, all it takes is a bit of practice. Let's have a cool motorcycle. I'm gonna draw a dragon's head. I really like dragons, by the way, if you haven't noticed. This is like the dragon's spine and a dragon's leg, and the engine is going to be held in like by the claws. So dragon's arm and kind of looks a bit like a bat, but we can change that with the direction of the horns. Some spikes and the gas tank, the engine, something like this, and let's say maybe this will be the steering wheel as well. And a seat here, and the back legs, like I said, holding on to the back wheel, so something like this. And here's my dragon cycle. Something like this. So that's nice. I would like to ride one of those maybe. And this one's kind of flat, except for this part. So these are kind of like doodles. So there's no real thought behind them. Like I'm just sort of going with the flow. Let's have a 6-wheeled race car. So again, drawing shapes, connecting them, and something like this. And the chairs here. So let's try something with a bit of, I'm going to show you some design process, okay? So let's say I'm designing a vehicle for a kids show, like little kids, let's say 5 to 7, and we want something that's cool and very, very cute and non-threatening. So let's say it has wheels, and because it's for kids and because it's supposed to look cute, I'm gonna use round shapes for it, okay? And I'm gonna make it a truck, like a big vehicle, because kids love these, maybe because they're small. And I'm going to stick to rounded shapes. And here's the bumper. And let's make it some sort of a utility vehicle. So I don't know. Let's go with a classic. Let's make a fire truck. So this part is going to have something here, and let's see. And maybe this part is going to lift up, and it will have like maybe a water gun inside, or like a folded ladder. And I'm going to make it like a really, really big fire truck. So the entire team sits here in the back. Like there are 2 rows. These are chairs, by the way. And maybe 3 rows even. And the driver and co-driver sit here. And it kind of sort of reminds me of like a beetle, you know, with the head and this part. Let's make it more rounded. So let's make it sort of like a bug. So I'm gonna add another wheel, so it looks like it has like 6 legs. And if it's really a bug, then 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 small antennas here, like a bug. And because it's a fire truck, they may shoot water, or these are the actual sirens perhaps. And they're going to have like the flashing light thing here, because that's like a huge draw for kids. I'm gonna make it bigger than it usually is. And let's see, there's this part is transparent, but it's also a door, and you need a ladder to climb there because it's very high. And you need to walk on this part to get to here, and it will open as well, or maybe slide or something. And when this part opens and it's like this, then they'll have like a cutie water cannon that kind of looks like a water gun perhaps, something like this. Again, I'm using cylinders and simpler shapes. This is done to make it look more rounded, and yeah, something like this. So imagine that this part, this will fold into itself, and it's like do excuse the sound effect, the cheesy sound effects. And here's my Firebug fire truck, ironically, because if I remember correctly, Firebug is someone who likes to start fires. And let's say I want to design the actual characters that drive it. So sometimes, many times, when you're happy with the design of one aspect of the project, it will affect the design of everything else. So I'm going to use the bug kind of theme to make a tiny fireman. So first of all, I'm going to draw the proportions of the body. Okay, so here we go. This is like, it's sort of like a kid's, because the head is considerably larger than an adult head compared to the body, and that's fine with me. And again, we're gonna do rounded shapes. I'm gonna give him like a long fireman's coat, and I'm going to give it like big eyes. And this is not going to be the face, this is going to be like the uniform. So it has sort of like a mask on, and I'm going to make it like big googly eyes so it's not creepy or anything. And something like this. And I'm going to draw a giant helmet. And again, usually at this part, I'm going to look at fireman helmets. And I'm not doing it right now because I'm just going with the flow. This is like, usually when I start designing something, the first wave of designs is usually just me and trying stuff out. And then I'll do a design run with reference and stuff like that, just to make things look more correct and realistic. So here we go. And long hands. And and big boots. So I'm going to make the legs look very, very thick, which will make him look a bit more grounded and more physically powerful. And also because the proportion is considerably like cartoonish, then it'll make him look a bit more like a child. And let's have him hold I'm gonna have him have little antennas. Maybe that's a light source. Maybe it's like shining a light. And I'm gonna give him like not an axe, but maybe. And first of all, I'm gonna try and avoid sharp angles, and I'm gonna have this thing here, okay, and add some shining stripes. I'm sorry, and very large buttons. And there you have it, like a cute sort of fireman figure to go with the fire truck. And because the face is covered, then this is probably not the main character. These are like probably like side characters who are not supposed to draw too much attention, and that's why they will all have the same mask, and they'll have different roles depending on what kind of tool they hold. And I'm gonna have him like a small backpack because it kind of looks like he has a school bag and it's more like childlike. And something round here. If it was like a hero character, then the face would have been visible because it's important for the viewers or the players to know how this character feels. So the face will always be apparent. So obviously these are not main characters, and this is like a tiny tip for when we get to characters. Okay, I hope you liked the process. I enjoyed drawing these vehicles. This is like the simplest and fastest way I know, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Like and subscribe if you want to. Bye bye for now.